everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here and welcome to a new video for Hip Kit Club. This one is very loosely, I think it's going to end up being, based on the September sketch, which is sort of a diagonal design. There is a photo in the top left corner, a title in the bottom, and a scattering of embellishments. In the sketch's case, stars. In my case, I think I'm going to do something different. I'm also thinking of adding a bigger chunk of pattern paper. So I'll talk you through my thoughts for this layout and then I'll get creating. So the photo that I'm documenting, and I've matted it on one of the Maggie Holmes Gather papers already, is this photo of my little girl, and it is taken, she's got a big smiley happy face, and it was taken before one of her fairy dance concerts. But I wanted to document just how happy, and you can just tell from her face, this dancing makes her. And my focus today or my theme for my post today is about the story. So I want to make sure that I do a lot of documenting on this layout. I've chosen the Melody paper from the Gather collection, and I love it because obviously it's got that music notes on it, but also I really love this blue tone in the paper. And what I was sort of thinking of doing, I won't have it upside down, was sort of placing a bit of an off-kilter sort of section of the paper. So I want a big section of this paper. So here's my square of my background, and then sort of have this sort of coming down on an angle. I want to butt my photo, I actually think I'm going to cut a bit of my photo off and have it sort of hanging over the edge. And that's because I gathered together this super cute ephemera piece. This here is a pink and blue, which will match perfectly the layout, but it's actually like a Broadway sort of ticket looking thing, so I thought that would be perfect. And all I've really done with the pre-planning is this couple of things. I sort of wanted to do a little cluster down the bottom, something similar to this. So I've got my photo up in the top, I've got my cluster down in the bottom. I was thinking for my title that I really love these stickers, and I was thinking this capture would be perfect because the photo's obviously capturing such a happy moment, and I thought it would add that nice and continue that nice pop of black that's in this little die cut. So I was thinking maybe something there, and then underneath here I could type a big chunk of journaling, so I can definitely have a lot of my story on this layout. If I do choose to use these black elements, the photo's black and white, so that helps tie in that big contrast of black, considering a lot of the rest of the layout is quite soft. But I will need to add some more black up here as well, just to balance it all out. I've also grabbed some ephemera, which I thought looked and matched beautifully. So this one is one of the Gather die cuts, same with this little one which has ballerinas on it, and then just some gold accent pieces, and they're from the Simple Stories. I've got a few more down in this side as well which match and would look nice. So I'm sort of thinking of, I don't know, grouping them in a way that you know, doing a bit of a clustery thing here. I don't know where these will go just yet. Here we go. Well, that looks okay actually. I might leave that similar to how I've got it there. And then I do have some other bits and pieces. I thought the even just the top of that would look cute. There's a heap of stuff in these kits, as you know. So there's the enamel dots, which will match perfectly. Would love to pop a number in here. I'm trying to think when this was taken. I think this was last year. I don't think she actually would have been 3 yet. I think she might still have been 2. I'd have to check, but I could definitely do something with that. And then I also have in my little goodie bag these here, which if I could get just a blue one. Oh, see, that could tuck. Oh, that could be cute. Could get that in a way for that to lap over there. Even tuck in that little feather. That could work. Yeah, so I'm going to have a play. I'm going to speed you up, but it's very loosely based on the sketch, and probably more what I've taken from the sketch is where the title placement's going to be, that diagonal grouping of embellishments, and then that photo in the top. And when I do work with sketches, I guess, take them quite loosely, meaning that, you know, I'll draw inspiration from them, but I won't necessarily, if they have stars, I won't necessarily use stars. I just find that I love using a sketch, the inspiration that you get, and it's quite immediate with a sketch because you know where you might want to put your photo, you know where your title might go. It gives you an idea for embellishment placement, and then you can take it from there and make it your own. So it's, yeah, I would say this is definitely a sketch. This will definitely be a sketch layout. It's just you know, not dominated by the elements that are in the sketch. So I will speed you up and I'll get creating, and we'll sort of see where this takes us, but I am a little bit excited to be able to document this moment, and hopefully the end result is okay. We'll soon see. Okay, so to begin with, I just move everything off my page and I work out the size of the square that I wanted to cut out. I ended up cutting out a 9 by 9 inch square from that pattern paper and just popping it on a slight angle ready to adhere. So before I adhered it down, I popped my photo on top just to make sure that I was happy with the placement. And I do end up moving it a little bit, just because I wanted to make sure I had enough room for the title and the little cluster to the right side. So once I stick it down, I trim off the excess, and I also will go off camera and machine stitch just around the edge, and that will just give me that little bit of added texture and also dimension because I'll fold up the edges. So there I've gone off screen and I'm just adhering down the threads at the back of the layout, and now I'm moving on to my photo mat. So I'd already cut that photo mat out from the pattern paper from, I think, Crate Paper Gather collection as well. It's got sort of a really soft corally pink, and then that beautiful, like a picnic rug on the back in that royal blue. So I'm using some fun foam just to add some dimension to my photo, and I'm going to adhere that down now. And then I was just working out there with my T-square ruler where I sort of wanted to adhere my photo. And as I mentioned at the start, I was going to adhere it so it was hanging off the edge of the layout slightly. And then I sort of wanted it more to the top part of the layout, just like the sketch. So my next step is working on the embellishing, and I'm going to do a cluster to the right of the photo and then down that bottom right corner of the layout. That royal blue tag is just so pretty, and I wish that I had more of those. I've just used some crochet thread. It's a really nice thin thread. It's not thick like, it just is on a single roll, and with embroidery thread you have to sort of untangle and get, say, a strand or 2 strands. This just comes ready to go, so it's thicker than regular cotton, and just adds a nice little touch, not as thick as twine either, which I find is sometimes a bit bulky on the tops of my tags. So yeah, I've tied a bow on there, and now I'm just placing all of the embellishments that I'd sort of organized a little bit before, but I'm also going through that left hand side of embellishments just to see if there's anything extra I can add. And I've also pulled out the washi tape. They're both from Simple Stories, just to see if that might work as sort of little touches to some of the layers. And also these beautiful pink fresh chipboard hearts, which are just so gorgeous, and they've got that same royal blue colour within them, as well as that soft pink, so I thought they would be perfect to add to the page. This, what I'm doing right now, is actually one of the 3x4 Project Life cards. So I've turned the camera off while I was fussy cutting that out, but I've just cut out that circular journal spot, and I'm just using it as a layer. So I've sort of used it, it's got a round, it's a circle, so it's got that round edge, and then I've sort of layered that underneath the round area of that pink fresh wood veneer clip, so they sort of nestle in together perfectly. And I do that a lot of the time with my embellishments, is trying to find ways that they can fit and weave in together to make a nice little cluster. So I was happy when I saw that that round edge of that clip matched that round edge of that journal spot. And now what I'm doing is, sorry I'm off camera there a little bit, I've just stapled on that tassel, and that one's from the Cute Girl Crepe Paper collection, and we had 3 of those in the kit. And I've just, stapling is really quick and easy to do, and it secures that tassel in place. They're quite hard to adhere. You could add some liquid adhesive, or say a glue dot even, towards the top of the tassel, and that would probably work, but I find stapling is quick and effective. So where am I up to? I've sort of built up some layers around the photo. That butterfly, I've popped one edge of the wing on directly onto that blue tag, and the other wing I have actually put 2 layers of foam adhesive, and that's to help pop it up off the page and give it that sort of fluttering look. And now what I'm doing is just some little finishing touches to those clusters. So I've added and weaved in that cute little Simple Stories feather to that behind that heart and within that clip, and I've added a little bit of foam tape just behind that clip because it's adhered to the top of the photo, and the photo has foam adhesive behind it. So if I didn't add that extra little bit of foam adhesive to the part of the heart that's hanging off the photo, then it wouldn't be flat and have the same dimension. So what am I up to? Smaller embellishments now. So normally when I'm embellishing, I'll work on sort of larger clusters, and then to finish off my embellishing, I'll add things like the little chipboard hearts, and I'm adding there the Simple Stories enamel dots just to finish off. And I don't really feel like a page is finished until I have those little smaller embellishments on my page. I also might at that stage add some, say, mist splatters or something like that, just to add that little bit of something extra. So you saw me then just typing my journaling, and because this layout was focusing on the story, I have that section sort of to the bottom of that title that I can fill with my journaling. And I do that on most of my pages, so I suppose I could sort of say that lots of my pages do focus on a story anyway, because that's what I'm really passionate about with scrapbooking. But anyway, we're finished. So here's some close-ups, lots and lots of close-ups to finish with. And I will be back soon with a new layout for Hip Kit Club. I'm on Thursdays now, not Fridays, so I'll see you this Thursday. Bye everyone.